Hey everybody, this is Dr. Mark Arcuri. Welcome to our first Facebook Live for the new year, 2019. I'm here tonight in snowy Santa Fe, New Mexico. It is freezing outside. I got a FedEx delivery a little while ago, and I was apologizing to the guy delivering, and he was apologizing for me for coming outside in my PJs to to answer the door. It is bitter cold, but it's a wonderful new year so far. January 2nd. I hope it is where you are as well. And tonight we're super excited to be starting off the new year here with a new process that takes all of us to new heights in the coming weeks and months. But before I get to that, I want to thank everyone who entered our December free coaching package giveaway. The contest, of course, is closed now since we're in January, but once Carlos gets back from his vacations, he'll tally up the results and let us all know who the lucky winner is. We'll announce that next week on Facebook Live here on January 9th. And of course, we'll make contact by email as well because, as we know, most people actually watch Facebook Live in replays and not live. So go figure. But in the meantime, be sure to sign up for the January giveaway. We'll announce that at the end of tonight's segment, so stay tuned. And a note about that, if you would like to get in on that January giveaway that we'll announce in a little while, be sure to sign up again, even if you have signed up for the December giveaway. We will not recycle those email addresses and entries. And we promise you, if you do sign up again, we're not going to be sending you duplicate emails about things. It'll all come out in the wash in our MailChimp mailing service. They'll be smart enough to know that you're in there already, and they'll let us know that you signed up for the new giveaway, but not duplicate your information in the database. So be sure and hang on for that information. But so tonight, as we get started in our first Facebook Live for the new year, Carlos and I have spent a lot of time prepping our vision for the upcoming months. And when I was in Mexico in December, which was actually just a few weeks ago, and I miss it, we had meetings every day. And we created a Venn diagram. If you know what a Venn diagram is, it's one of those intersecting circles. So on your left-hand side, you've got one circle. On the right-hand side, you've got another circle. Let's make a little intersection here. And in the middle, you've got kind of a space that's common between the two. That's kind of an awful picture. I've got one here on my screen. If I knew how to show it to you, I would, but I'm not going to. I think you get the idea. But we mapped out our intentions for what we called TLG Rediscovered. So TLG, of course, is our company, Transformational Life Guidance, and Rediscovered, keeping in line with our philosophy that life gives us experiences that help us rediscover who we really are. And it's no different for a business as it is for an individual. So our Venn diagram includes on the left-hand side in the circle some short-term goals that are 1 to 3 months out, some longer-term goals that are 3 or more months out, and in that intersection in between, that overlapping space of our circles, we have listed our ongoing projects and intentions. It was a great way to prep for the new year, and if you're looking for something that you can do that's not difficult, go ahead and do a Venn diagram, make 2 circles, have them overlap. One side, put some short-term goals. On the other side, some longer-term goals. And in the middle, stuff that you just want to work on continuously that are not necessarily short or long-term. Really, really powerful stuff. So one thing we were clear about as we did this is that Paradise Rediscovered as our concept is here to stay. That's our theme. That's probably going to be the work that we do until we die. So, but there goes an airplane. Well, we wanted to give a little bit of a makeover for the new year though. And you know, numerology, 2019, if you add up the numbers, you get 2 and 0. And 1 and 9 equals 12, and then the 1 and the 2 equals 3. So in numerology, 2019 as a year, as a number, is the number 3. And according to numerology.com, which is one of my go-tos to figure out things like that when I come up with numbers I want to check out, the number 3 is like a gifted teenager, spoiled, scattered, in need of guidance, but incredibly creative. And in order for that creativity to be really realized, in need of some guidance or discipline, I should say. So spoiled, scattered, in need of guidance, incredibly creative, but really needing some discipline and structure in order for that incredible creativity to come out. And I really think that's a great metaphor metaphor for the year coming up, because I think it's going to be a rocky road in a lot of ways. It's going to be like that spoiled, scattered, but gifted teenager with jewels at every corner that we turn. There's going to be something just amazing for us to grab hold of if we have the structure and the guidance to pull it together and see it for what it is. And that's really the theme that I'm going to start talking about tonight, and we're going to carry through over the next several weeks, of next few months actually, as Carlos and I have mapped out topics to carry us through at least until the end of March, and then we'll see what we do from there. But definitely this year is going to be a true number 3, and our job is going to be finding that balance between the creativity and the wonderful craziness and the discipline to allowing it to survive, so that it can take us to higher and higher heights. So knowing my passion for cooking and using cooking as a metaphor for all of life's diversities and challenges and quirks and masterpieces, and sometimes even its flops, which I can attest to very well in my cooking, Carlos and I decided to map out a series of Facebook Live segments over the next 3 months that we're calling Paradise Rediscovered, a recipe for living in 2019. And tonight's segment, in keeping with that crazy teenager, is called Sunset Sunrise, and it's the first segment in our new series, and that's what I want to start with tonight. So when I think of sunsets, I think of a beautifully colored sky, unimaginable diversity of colors, shapes, smells, other sensations, the ultimate in bringing together all the elements of the day, all the beauty and the challenges and the experiences of all kinds into a mix that comes together in a different way every evening, but just as beautiful, no matter how the elements might come together or what the elements are. And I was lucky enough growing up to have a beach house on a 60-foot cliff, a bluff overlooking the Long Island Sound and facing west, pretty much west. So we had sunsets every evening, and they were just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. The picture on the screen that you see on top where it says sunset is a picture from Florida, actually, not from where I grew up, but every bit as beautiful. But I'm sure we've all seen sunsets, and we all know that those sunsets can be absolutely just mind-boggling. So it's a creation that I think is beyond any of us to bring into being by ourselves. But without us as the observer, it wouldn't exist at all. We become an essential element, as we do with everything in life, and we make the sunset what it ultimately is. And with that sunset comes an ending, of course. For many of us, it's a welcome respite from a day that might have been really stressful. For others, it's the end of a day that might have been pretty fantastic, but even though we want to hold on to it a little bit, we still need a bit of a break. And for others still, maybe the fall of a day coming of an evening can be a time of unwinding, relaxing, maybe not thinking much about anything for some time, except maybe having a glass of wine, if that's what you do. I have a cup of coffee here, like I need that, and then taking some time as the evening wears on to plan the day ahead. And so it is here. So it is with the year gone by. With the sunset of 2018, it came snow here in Santa Fe, rain on the East Coast. I saw the ball dropping in Times Square. It was just totally washed out, but still beautiful nonetheless. And who knows wherever you have spent the time, no matter where you were, what it was like, the sunset can assure all of us of one thing. It's a cleansing of the palate. I like to think of it as a clean slate, a cleaning of the slate for the new day ahead. So the setting sun, whether it be setting on a day, this is like a tongue twister, isn't it? Whether it be setting on a day or on a year, it lays the groundwork for a sunrise to come. A new day, a new year. No matter where you are, no matter the weather, no matter what the day or the year was like before, the sun rises, and with it, it brings new opportunities and challenges and experiences. They are for our choosing, and choosing is the key word, the key element in that equation. You see, while the sun does set and the sun does rise, remember that you, as the observer, get free rein over what those events ultimately become, what they will be, because you're an essential part of it. The sun gives you the elements or the ingredients, but you get to choose what to do with them and which ingredients you'll focus on how to combine them, and what you intend to make out of them. Those are all choices that you get to make. So as the sun sets on 2018 and you have an opportunity to observe what you're putting behind you, you get to reflect. You get to decide what you're going to let go of. You get to decide or what you're going to indwell or allow to become part of you as you go forward. What ingredients you'd like to keep, which ones you'll put aside, which ones might be spoiled, which ones you need to get new stock of, what ingredients maybe you need to get for the first time to bring your intentions into fruition as the sun rises on 2019. When I wrote A Life Aligned, I included a bonus chapter in that book for folks who had read it, and the instructions for accessing it are at the end of the book, but it's all about this sort of thing. It's about taking the ingredients, combining them in a certain way, and creating what you wish from them, and understanding that you participate in the process. So even if you have the same ingredients as somebody else, the same experiences, what you create from them is ultimately up to you. You might intend and create something very different than the person next to you that has the same ingredients. And it's kind of reminds me of those chef shows, another tongue twister, chef shows on cable, where, they're given a box of certain ingredients and they have to make something out of it. Well, everybody makes something different, but they're starting with the same ingredients because they inject themselves into that process. Well, the point is that you're in a unique place now as the new year begins. So as a start, let's make an ingredients list. So I want you to grab a piece of paper, either now or come back to the replay and listen or watch this again and do it at that time, or from memory, and write down all the experiences you can think of from last year. Now, that runs the risk of being a pretty long list if you have a good memory, but the most important ones are going to jump out right away, so it'll be pretty easy. So good experiences, bad experiences, neutral experiences, doesn't matter. There's no need to judge them. Just write them down. Just write a few words down that'll kind of jog your memory as to what those experiences were. And then I want you to take some time and to look the list over. And for each experience that you wrote down, just to the right of it, jot down a couple words. What were the essential elements of that experience? What kind of jumps out at you as the thing or the things that made that experience what it was? Was it perhaps joy that you experienced, or sadness, hope, anger, growth, an opportunity to gain knowledge, education, anything at all? Write down those words, just kind of scattered to the right of each of the experiences that you wrote down. Make a list of all the words that really make those experiences what they were. And again, no judgment with that, just make your list. So these words, not the experiences themselves, but these words are the ingredients that you're starting the new year with. And you're going to be choosing among them and using them in the weeks to come as you intentionally create what your 2019 is going to look like. So now as the sun sets on 2018 and the ingredients from the year before are extracted and at your disposal for the coming year's creations, and as the sun rises on the new year, just be open to experiences of your choosing that these ingredients can be used to create, no matter what they created before. What intentional experiences can you create with them for the new year? And you do have that power. And with the sunrise in this new year, you're getting injected with the energy, infused with the energy to be able to do that from a fresh starting place. So yes, let the past be the past, let bygones be bygones, but let's take those ingredients and reconfigure them in a way that in the year moving forward now, you'll be able to create intentionally the experiences that you'd like to have. And next week, we're going to take the next step. So be sure to bring that ingredients list with you to the Facebook Live whenever you watch it. And we're going to take a look at how sometimes it's good to just get the ball rolling, or the flow flowing, as I like to say, and allow things to unfold before you so they can guide you in this paradise rediscovered a recipe for living in 2019. Now, I know that sounds like you're going to sit back and just let life happen, and to some degree you are, but I promise you, you're going to take those ingredients that you've uncovered tonight and begin using them in a very intentional way as you move along in that flow of the new year. So let us know your thoughts on Facebook in the comments, on Facebook Live Archives, at drmarkarcuri.com. Send a note in the contacts page there if you like. But share your ingredients list and let's get a discussion going so we can see what you're going to cook up in the new year and the best way to make it happen. Got it? So let us know your questions and we'll go on from there. And now for this month's free giveaway, the January free giveaway. Click on the free giveaway tab on Facebook or fill out the form on any page at drmarkarcuri.com. What you're asked for is your first name and an email address. That's it. And as I said before, if you've done it before, do it again because the list will not carry over. And two things are going to happen if you sign up. Number one, you'll instantly get access to a download of Chapter 2 from A Life Aligned. It's called Intention in Your Life, and it's my absolute favorite chapter. I love Chapter 2. It talks about when I moved to Florida and some of the things that happened in that process, getting there, and then once I got there with a couple of friends who helped me move, that just told me that the universe absolutely had my back in the most beautiful ways. And I describe that, I hope, in a way that comes through to you in Chapter 2. So if you sign up for the January giveaway, you will get instant access to that chapter. It's about 15 pages or so, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Great chapter. I love it. Love to know what you think about it. So, A Life Aligned, Intention in Your Life, Chapter 2. And you're going to be entered into a contest at that point for January, for the month of January, to win one of 2 free signed copies of A Life Aligned. I have 5 or 6 copies left in my cabinet here. And after that, they're gone. It's not in print anymore in the printed page, although it is available as an ebook. But I'll send you a signed copy of A Life Aligned along with a special bonus that you'll be given access to when you win the book. We're not going to tell you what that is now. So go and sign up. And with lots of love and gratitude, this is Dr. Mark in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Looking forward to next time when we let the flow and put our ingredients into play and get 2019 shaping up to be the most amazing year ever. Good night, everybody. Take care.